Stavros Tousios for M4Markets. Today we're going to have a look at the pound and also dollar against the yen. Here's the interesting thing with the pound. We keep flirting with this channel, which means there is still uncertainty whether we can continue into the upside trend or not. At the moment, in the short term, we are outside this channel, which suggests that buyers, although from here to here it's upward, remains to the downside. Now, we don't see any divergence on the RSI, however, and when that happens, typically means we are just correcting. Now, if we look a little bit closer, let's just say down to the 1 hour, what else we're going to see is that this looks like some sort of wedge. And wedges at this stage are considered to be leading prices rather than, following prices, which implies that if this is indeed a wedge, we might see a correction and we might return back within this channel, but then start continue with a predominant trend, which of course will be using the leading wedge as as a pointer for this particular scenario. If something like this were to happen, we would be looking for a Fibonacci retracement anywhere between the 38 and 62, and nearly 38 is already done, which would then imply a correction up to around the 50% of this leg, and then further continuation for the 100% Fibonacci of the first leg supposedly and the second leg. Okay, it seems to me that we still have not finished this wedge pattern though. So I'll be expecting a little bit more like the end of this trough, okay, which means 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 to complete the diagonal. If we don't see this completing, then probably we are dealing with just a consolidation here, which again will have more implications to the downside from what it looks like, at least for now, rather than to the upside, because we have flatness to the downside and we'll have pressure to the upside, okay, kind of a flatness. Now, when it comes to dollar against the yen, it has a complete different structure. And I mean, not complete, but I mean, in terms of momentum, this structure looks kind of similar, but the extension to the upside on dollar yen is much wider. We do see several divergences on the RSI. You got one here, which led to further upside, by the way, after a very small correction. You have one, here, which again saw a minimal downside. And then over here, we don't have currently a correction. It's just from here to here. So this is a bit of a stretch to consider this as a signal. But we do see there is some sort of slowdown in momentum. Okay. Now this leg to the downside was around 30%. This leg to the downside was around 50%. So as we go up, the corrections are smaller. This suggests that this market is kind of still remaining biased to the upside, okay, because the corrections are smaller. So the next correction supposedly would be of the range of the 23%. And kind of, it might be the case that, we are going to see some downside towards 142.70, maybe 142.30. If that holds, there could be one more leg to the upside, which would offer us an RSI momentum divergence. And from there, we should be looking, of course, for signals, to take that opportunity on board. Now, the other thing is that we are, as I said before, still accelerating, okay, in an accelerated trend. We are unlikely to see this change to the downside. Maybe some flatness is possible, of course, if we don't fall back inside this channel. We have extended up to around between 127 and 138, with next level up around 147, which happens to be pretty much close to this high momentum candle to the downside. Okay, so if we remain outside this channel, guys, then 144.52 and then 147 are levels that we need to pay attention to. To the downside, as I said before, 142.30, if not 143. And then you go down to 141 pretty much, just shy of the 141. And from there, well, there is a new sort of era beginning for levels that we need to pay attention to the downside, because there's quite a few swing highs and swing lows, making all this zone pretty much kinda important.